When LeBron James took to Twitter the other day, it wasn't to pour more praise on himself as being instrumental to the Lakers' recent NBA title. It was to show some MVP hype onto one of his unsung teammates. Considering he was a guy who was about to get run out of LA a few years ago, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope made it all the way back to be a fixture in the starting lineup, and one of the most important reasons why the Lakers won the NBA title. Of course, we all know the LeBron to AD connection was the primary source of LBJ's assists throughout the playoffs. But when you isolate just the finals, it was KCP who rewarded LeBron the most, and it wasn't even close. Let's start in Game 2 early in the first, as KCP firmly establishes himself as a threat not only to catch and shoot, but to put the ball on the floor. Check the quick release with the early gather as he catches Hero out of position with the right-left jump off both feet, and the shooter's roll off the glass. The Miami Heat zone defense never really caused problems for the Lakers offense, primarily because LeBron knew the seam was in between the guard and the forward, and if the ball skipped, it required Hero to guard two players. The excellent pass fake while bringing the right foot in to shoot gets an open look. While this isn't the zone, check how the Heat defense can load up to prevent LeBron from getting into the lane off the pick and roll. As the shot clock winds down, it forced LeBron to rely on teammates to create for themselves, and KCP gets plenty of space from the LeBron ball screen to knock down the dreaded mid-range. But it was in the crucial Game 4 where Caldwell-Pope did the most damage, feeding off of LeBron in the process. The lob to Dwight sucks in Duncan Robinson to help, and it allows Jay Crowder to send this shot back from whence it came. But now the defense is scrambled, LeBron has it, and he makes sure to draw both defenders to him on the block before flipping the pass to KCP, who has to handle it on the short hop and get it off before Crowder can get there. It's important to note that KCP isn't just a spot-up shooter in the Lakers' offense, and again has to take an off-target pass that could have been stolen and create something into the lane. With Bam left to tend to Davis in the perimeter, KCP quickly realizes there isn't any rim protection with a nice switch of hands to the lefty finger roll. Tyler Hero was a wandering defender the entire series, free to roam and gamble as often as possible, and has left him woefully out of position on his man in the left corner as LeBron makes the quick swing pass and Caldwell-Pope hits this despite being forced to pump fake and interrupt his normal catch-and-shoot rhythm. In a tight game deep into the fourth, where a Heat victory would have tied this all up at 2 and changed the very complexion of the finals, KCP executes his first directive: sprint to the corner, wait for LeBron to absorb two defenders, and knock down the open shot, extending their lead to 5 crucial points with under 3 to go. And the next time down, the offense completely stalls as the Heat utilize expert switching to stymie the pick and roll for LeBron twice, leaving KCP alone on an island to attack Duncan Robinson, which he does with this gorgeous runner off the glass to essentially end the game and the series. While Game 5 didn't go as planned for the Lakers, in the end, KCP did his part, coming off this curl into the lane. Notice the inside hand dribble to get his momentum going towards the rim better and avoid the reach around from Hero, and the almost dunk over Crowder that earned him a trip to the free throw line and an easy assist for LeBron. We'll get to his defense in a minute, but I love how he snuck underneath the play to get this deflection and trigger the fast break. It's first directive time again, simply sprinting to the three-point line and patiently waiting for the LeBron pass. Check the nice hop for rhythm to splash this one to cut the lead. And in the fourth, as the offense again stalled out in LeBron's hands with little movement and the clock winding down, LeBron catches Bam Adebayo half a step too far into the lane, snapping the laser right to the shooting pocket, where all KCP has to do is let it fly over the contest and into the bucket for the lead. All of this analysis takes a lot of time, and it's painstaking to go through hundreds of clips. You probably feel like you don't have the time to develop yourself and learn more by reading nonfiction books from cover to cover. That's where Blinkist comes in. They've got tons of nonfiction books that are condensed into just 15 minutes, so you can quickly absorb the information. Plus, they've got a whole library of full-length audiobooks. I've got the Hoops Whisperer going right now, and there are so many other resources for coaches on Blinkist, like Play Their Hearts Out, and Furious George. The first 100 people to go to Blinkist.com/BBALLBreakdown are going to get unlimited access for 1 week to try it out. You'll also get 25% off if you want the full membership. So head over to Blinkist.com/BBALLBreakdown right now so you can get back to focusing on how well KCP played in the clinching Game 6, where the Lakers turned this beautiful block by Davis into a fast break for LeBron, who draws 2 defenders to him at the elbow, and rather than shoot this, KCP splits his feet and takes Bam to the rack. Again, quick releasing this floater before Bam can get into position, not only drawing the foul, but somehow hitting this shot too. I like this out-of-bounds play as AD steps in from the baseline to post up while Caruso is pinning down for KCP in the corner, catching the defense wholly unprepared as the onslaught continued. And to finish off the LBJ to KCP connection in the finals, they utilized the roll into the paint where Caldwell-Pope seals off the help and gets the goaltend call as this game was over early. But it wasn't just what he contributed on the offensive end that elevated Kentavious to MVP-like status in the finals. It was the job he had to do on Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, 2 shooters that can make life miserable for their defenders with how much they move off ball. He takes the push from Robinson, gets around the handoff by Adebayo, and stays connected enough to force Robinson into the miss from close in. He had to lock and trail almost every possession, sprinting full speed around handoffs on a player that didn't need even a sliver of daylight, plus it helps to have Anthony Davis jump out as well. Check the energy exerted as he hedges out to stop Butler's progress before sprinting back to Robinson out top. He then gets cross-screened and still tries to get back in position. But did I mention it helps to have LeBron James jump out as well? There was never a possession off for KCP, as he learned the hard way that even a split second of relaxation can lead to a bucket for this guy, and it was an endless torture of chasing him out of the corner around screens and handoffs and hoping he didn't foul them in the act of shooting. He never gave up on a play either, as he almost got back into position fighting through the pistol action and then is still swiping cleanly at the ball as a last resort that forces this miss. And on this possession, he's hustling to stay with Hero, then switches on to Robinson, takes the hit from Butler, and is still trying to at least get a hand up on the shot, which barely misses by an inch. Just as LeBron relied on KCP for most of his assists, KCP used AD as his primary target to contribute to the offense on more than one level. We saw the curl work for a score for Caldwell-Pope earlier, but when defended better, they flow back into a step-up screen as KCP expertly collapses the defense and finds AD wide open for the 3-ball. The dribble pitch to KCP out of the corner forces Adebayo to slide over towards the ball, enabling the pass back to AD for the strong finish and another assist. Again, he's not just a spot-up shooter. He can put the ball on the floor and make plays, bypassing the cutting LeBron into the lane for the wide-open Davis to extend their lead to 7 in Game 4. And in his finest read of the series, the Lakers run Spain pick and roll as Caldwell-Pope backscreens the ball screener's man. This got him an opening on the pop out to the top. He doesn't settle for the jumper and forces the rotation, enabling the perfect lob to the bucket. So, in the end, we all know that LeBron was the tip of the spear and Anthony Davis was the titanium spine. But titles are never won by only 2 people. And without Kentavious Caldwell-Pope making plays for both himself and others, as well as hounding the Heat on defense, the Lakers would not be hoisting their 17th trophy and celebrating Los Angeles as Titletown. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments below. We'll have tons of content during the offseason for you, so stay tuned to get your notifications set to alert you right away. Thanks to Manscaped for their performance package and 20% off. And don't forget, sports fans, at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?